The iPhone 17 series is one of Apple's most compelling lineups ever, with the iPhone 17 getting a lot of pro features, a new super slim iPhone Air model that's bound to turn a few heads, and the iPhone 17 Pro with more features and capabilities than ever before. However, if you're just using your iPhone fresh out of the box, you're missing out on some very helpful tips, tricks, setting changes, and hidden features that will level up your iPhone experience. I'm gonna need another hand here. So let me show you some of my favorites in this video, and that all starts with customization. Now, if you watch my iOS 26 tips and tricks video, you already know you can customize your iPhone with new clear icons, but there's also some specific customizations to completely match the color of your iPhone 17. To do this, long press on the home screen, then tap on Edit in the top left, and then tap on Customize, and then tap the tinted option in the bottom right. Here you will get the usual slider controls for changing the color of your apps. However, there's also two new options here. First of all, this new phone icon lets you change the color of these tinted apps to perfectly match the color of whatever iPhone you're using. So if you're using the sage green iPhone 17, it turns your icon sage. If you're using the cosmic orange iPhone 17 Pro, it turns those app icons cosmic orange. You can also match this even further if you have one of Apple's custom MagSafe cases by pressing the icon all the way on the left, and it will literally match the color of the icons to your case, which is like magic. Now, the newest feature for every iPhone 17 model is the brand new 18 megapixel front-facing camera, which gains some really cool abilities. First of all, you no longer have to rotate your phone to switch between portrait and landscape selfies. All you have to do is press the rotate button and the iPhone sensor will automatically switch between portrait and landscape mode. And the really cool thing is this also works with video capture. So you can vlog while recording 16:9 video while still holding your phone upright, which is way more comfortable and honestly feels a lot less obvious that you're taking a video. And while you can press this button to expand the view, you can also have Apple take care of that automatically with the new center stage option. To do this, tap the center stage icon on the top, then toggle on auto zoom and auto rotate. This will now let your iPhone 17 automatically expand the field of view when it detects multiple people, fitting everyone into a selfie shot. And while we're in the camera app, there's also a new dual capture video mode that you can enable where you can film the front camera and rear camera at the same time. By default, you can tap on the video button or this icon in the top right, then find the dual capture mode, tap on that, and then you will now see a floating window of your front-facing camera on the screen. And if you want to move where this recording shows up, you can move it to any corner of the iPhone's display by just dragging it. Now, one thing about the iPhone's camera app is it does hide controls like this behind additional menus. So I like to add those controls and other options to my camera app so I can just get to them quickly. So to do this, go to Settings, scroll down to Camera, then scroll down to see Indicators. Tap on this, and here the new dual capture mode is turned off by default. Just tap that to enable it, and when you go back to your camera app, you'll now see the dual capture mode up top, which now requires just one tap to enable. Now, while we're in the camera settings, you're going to want to enable a few additional settings on the iPhone 17. So go back to camera settings, and then the first thing you're going to want to enable is the clean lens reminder. Now, anytime your lens is dirty and could impact the look or quality of your photos, your iPhone will remind you to now clean your lens. So always carry around like a microfiber cloth. Speaking of the camera lens, the iPhone uses what Apple calls a fusion camera, which basically uses the large 48 megapixel sensor to crop in and give you more focal lengths. And with the iPhone 17 Pro, that actually has an exclusive 28mm and 35mm mode, which you can enable just by tapping the 1x lens. Now, the iPhone 17 does not have this option, but the new iPhone 17 Air does. However, by default, it only enables the 26 and 35mm mode. So to enable the 28mm mode, go to Settings, go to Camera, then scroll down to Fusion Camera, and here you can toggle the additional 28mm lens option. Now when you tap the 1x, you can quickly switch between these different focal lengths on the iPhone Air while still getting a high-resolution 24 megapixel photo. And if you prefer one of the more zoomed in focal lengths and want that as your default lens every time you open the camera app, Well, you can actually set that as your default option on that same setting screen. Now, one new feature for the normal iPhone users is the always-on ProMotion display, which, as the name suggests, keeps your display always on so you can see your time, widgets, and notifications. However, you may want to customize this always-on display. So to do this, go to Settings, Display and Brightness, and then tap on Always-on Display. Here, you'll get a few options you can toggle. For example, if you do not want to show notifications popping up on your always-on display, like if you're a very private person, well, you can turn that off. And if you find your wallpaper kind of distracting in the always-on display, well, you can either choose to blur the photo wallpaper or disable showing the wallpaper completely, which will turn the background from always on with the wallpaper on to a black display. Now, a feature that has been on iPhones in the past, but might be kind of new to iPhone 17 users because it is better with an always-on display, is Apple Standby Mode. And to activate this, all you have to do is charge your iPhone sideways. It works best with a MagSafe charger, and it turns your iPhone display into a smart display or a bedside alarm clock. You can swipe left or right to toggle different widgets like different clocks or a photo album display, and then you could swipe up or down to change these widgets to other options, so you can get like your calendar, the weather, or your reminders. Like I said, this feature works best with a MagSafe charger, like the Ugreen MagFlow magnetic wireless charger, which is a huge upgrade if you are using an older, slow wireless charger, because this one supports the Qi 2 wireless standard, which is MagSafe compatible and can charge at fast 25-watt speeds. That's faster than some wired chargers, and it can charge the iPhone 17 Pro Max, the biggest iPhone, from 0 to 50% in just 38 minutes. This is actually built for travel, so you can neatly fold it up into this small cube and take it with you on trips. And this pops out to a 360 horizontal stand with strong magnets, and you can also use it to watch videos at the perfect height while charging. Like any good travel charger, this can charge more than your iPhone. It has an additional 5-watt charging pad on the bottom, which is perfect for charging a pair of AirPods, and another 5-watt USB-C charging port, which works great as an Apple Watch charger. And don't forget, Ugreen has other products to keep you powered through your entire day, like the Ugreen MagFlow magnetic power bank, which offers a huge 10,000 milliamp hour battery, fast 25-watt Qi 2 charging, and has a built-in cable that can charge any USB-C device. To pick up any of these Ugreen products, check out the link in the description, and thank you to Ugreen for sponsoring this video. And if you're recording a video, Apple also has some hidden microphone settings that you're going to want to take advantage of, especially if you have something like the new AirPods Pro, which actually have a pretty decent mic. And yes, this took me forever to figure out, so I'm sure this one is going to be very helpful to you. So anytime you're going to be using a microphone, like when recording with the camera app, just swipe down from Control Center, and on the top, you'll now see a green floating button. Tap on this, and you'll now see the settings for audio and video input. By default, it will be set to the iPhone's microphone, but if you have a third-party microphone or, again, a pair of AirPods connected, tap the input button and then you can select the default microphone. For some microphones, you can even change the sound settings so you can isolate just your voice, or you can pick up wide spectrum audio. What is wide spectrum audio? I actually have no idea. After this, you're going to want to take full control of the powerful camera system on your iPhone 17. To do this, go to Camera Settings and then find the section labeled Formats. Tap that, then make sure you toggle Resolution Control on your 17 or Air and Pro RAW and Resolution Control on your iPhone 17 Pro. Now, when you go back to the camera app, on the top left, you'll see a new button. Tap on this, and on the 17 and on the Air, you can now change the format to HEIF Max to utilize the full 48 megapixel sensor for maximum resolution. And then on the 17 Pro, you can get that or enable the Pro RAW mode to capture even more information on the camera lens, which is a must if you like to edit photos by yourself for maximum control. On the 17 Pro, you can also enable Apple ProRes in the same setting screen. And when you go to video mode, you'll see a similar control button on the top left. Tap that, and you can now find the ProRes video option, which, much like RAW photos, enables you to record more video information in a less compressed format, which lets you have more flexibility when editing video. Just be made aware, it requires a lot of iPhone storage. Which is why you may want to get an external drive like this for your iPhone, because then you can also get some other options with a free app called Final Cut Camera. You can download this app in the App Store, and this gives you even more capabilities for your iPhone 17 Pro. And once you have this new app downloaded, press the top right settings, hit codec, and you will see a new option for Apple PRORES RAW. This again gives you even more data than regular ProRes, and it also enables the ability to record in the Opengate format, which actually utilizes the full iPhone sensor, giving you maximum flexibility to choose an aspect ratio when you're editing your video. So basically you can record in Opengate and then basically decide later if you want to set that video to 16:9 or 9:16 for vertical video. Now, if you are recording ProRes video directly onto your iPhone, it can take up a lot of storage, which is a pain to transfer from your iPhone to your computer with AirDrop speeds. However, did you know that you can actually use AirDrop with a cable connection? All you have to do is take a USB-C cable and connect it from your iPhone to your Mac, iPad, or even another iPhone. Then just AirDrop like usual, and instead of using the wireless AirDrop feature, it will now use the USB-C cable connection, which is faster and more stable, especially with the faster USB-C speeds on the iPhone 17 Pro. All right, let's talk about extending your battery life. That is always going to be a popular feature, especially on the smaller iPhone 17 and especially on the iPhone Air. And before, you always had the option of using a low power mode to extend your battery life. However, on the new iPhone models, there is also a new option called adaptive power, which will smartly turn on and off more battery draining features based on your usage to extend your battery life without drastically slowing down your phone like low power mode does. To enable this, just go to Settings, then tap on Power, then tap on Adaptive Power. You can even tap on Adaptive Power notifications, and your iPhone will send you a notification of whenever it enables this feature. Pretty good way to save battery life while still keeping your iPhone pretty much fully functional. Now, another new setting for the iPhone 17 this year is going to make a few people happy, and this is a setting you should enable if your iPhone's display has ever made you feel like you were getting nauseous, dizzy, or a headache, or just like a lot of eye strain. And that could be because of the pulse width modulation, or PWM. Basically, this is how your iPhone's OLED display manages brightness, which rapidly flickers the display to change the brightness levels. Well, if the display does bother you, there's now a setting to kind of disable this on the iPhone 17. So to do this, go to Settings, tap on Accessibility, then tap on Display, and scroll down until you see Display Pulse Smoothing. Tap on this, and now the iPhone's display will change how it alters brightness at lower levels, and this should help people who are sensitive to PWM displays. So again, if the iPhone is making you like nauseous or giving you a headache when you're using it, maybe try toggling this setting, and hopefully it fixes that issue. And another one that you might not need to use, but I certainly do, is when I miss a call. Because a lot of the times I do actually want to call that person back later. Like, I'm not dodging your calls, Mom. I'm just a little busy recording a video. To do this, just go to your phone, go to your missed call section, then simply swipe left on that missed call. You'll now see a new clock icon. Tap on that. You'll get some quick options to remind you to call this person back at some set times, or you can even set your own custom time of when you want to be reminded to call this person back. Promise I'll call you back, Mom. All right, but those are all of my iPhone 17, iPhone Air, and iPhone 17 Pro settings, changes, tips and tricks, and hidden features. And hopefully you found the video helpful, and hopefully you learned something new. And if you did, please leave me a like. If you want to see more, make sure you subscribe. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Oh wait, we're so close to 400,000 subscribers, so if you got this far, please subscribe. Thank you so much. And now you can leave. Okay, seriously, now you can leave. Goodbye.